Hello, my beautiful friends. As I record this, I am at home in California, and it is the most beautiful day imaginable and will be for the foreseeable future, which is one of the many reasons I adore living here. And yet, I wanted to chat with you about when things aren't quite so easy, and particularly in relation to our body care. So, the women I work with come from all walks of life, all kinds of situations. Some are mothers, some are professional women. But I think one thing that many have in common is the sense of overwhelm from many different responsibilities, many different pressures, many different spoken or felt expectations, either that they place upon themselves or that they feel or very definitely know that others are putting on them. And this sense of just not being able to do it all, not even be able to do it all, but not even be able to start, this kind of almost hopelessness that can descend when you just feel like there is no way I can have a healthy relationship, be a phenomenal mother, meet all of my work deadlines, take care of all of the admin of travel or family or school scheduling, and then, God forbid, some kind of sickness comes in and throws everything off course. There's just this sense of it's all too much. And I don't know where to begin. I don't know how to prioritize. I feel like I can't get traction. And it's a very understandable feeling, right? I'm sure many of you guys have felt that. What I want to encourage you with today is that there is what I call the first domino. There's something that if you focus on it in first priority, or certainly top 3, top 5 priority, I like to put it in the top 1 or 2 or 3, and it helps everything else fall into place. Okay, so I'll tell you what it is, and then I'll give you an example of what happens when you don't have it or you haven't prioritized it. And I think you will come to agree that prioritizing this is very important and makes everything go more easily. And even though it seems like it's something we can put on the back burner and we can say doesn't matter as much as other things, when we don't tend to it, everything else gets worse. As you may have already guessed, that first domino is taking great care of your body. And I don't even just mean taking great physical care of your body, although that is a huge part of it. It's also how you think about your body. If you think through the list of various kinds of responsibilities I just went through, and imagine waking up each morning to face, I don't like to use the word face, but you wake up in the morning and this is the kind of stuff that you're looking at dealing with throughout the day or working through. Imagine that you're in a body that has a ton of energy, that doesn't have any major pressing health complaints that need to be dealt with, that you love, that you enjoy, that you feel positive about, that's, basically functioning in every way that it best can. And suddenly the day seems manageable. I won't say it necessarily seems easy, but it seems manageable, right? And we don't often think of that, especially when our body is working. But if you have had even, a minor cold, you know how much it throws off everything else if you or someone in your family has their body not working as well as it should, as well as we would hope it to, right? Suddenly, the kids are home from school. Suddenly, you have to take off work. Suddenly, a family member needs help in a way that they don't normally. Suddenly, the energy, the immunity, the mood, the positivity, the whatever it is that you can normally count on isn't there, right? It's not there as a resource. And so we often just assume that it will be. And we don't think through our life as, well, I have to prioritize my body because if my body is in great health and I'm feeling positive about it, then that is a massive weight off my shoulders. That's a huge item off my plate. I don't have to handle a crisis with my body if I prioritize it. So when I talk to women and they feel completely overburdened in the fact that they already maybe have negative self-talk going on, they already have maybe relationship issues that they're struggling with, they already feel overwhelmed with kind of the mom chore to-do list of running a household or caring for children or dealing with all of the different school deadlines, etc. And it feels like I can't put one more thing on top of the deadlines that someone else is already chasing me down with, or the thoughts and the talk that's in my head already, right? The things that are already pressing, the felt needs, the things that I'm aware of and that feel like an urgent task. If you guys are familiar with that prioritization exercise of putting things in 4 quadrants of urgent or important or non-urgent and important or non-important and urgent or non-important and non-urgent. It's that important non-urgent quadrant that is so important, but that frequently gets overlooked, and that's where our health goes. So we often make the mistake of thinking, I can't add positive body care or thinking through the thoughts I have around my body, anything to do with improving my body right now. You don't understand. I have too much going on. And I get it completely. And I'm certainly not of the school of thought where I'm going to, make you feel guilty for not taking great care of your body. Lord knows we have enough people who make us feel bad about things that we don't need to feel bad about. This is something to get excited about, in my opinion. It's an opportunity, because if your body it doesn't have to be perfect, which I'm going to get to in a second, but if your body care is on a smooth track, right? If it's something that is kind of on lock, you've got it figured out, you've got your schedule, you've got your routines, you've got your priorities. And from that, usually, hopefully, or certainly in combination with it, your positive self-talk around your body, your positive thoughts around your body, if that's figured out, it somehow becomes easier to work through certain relationship issues. Not all, right? But certain relationship issues. It becomes easier to be able to manage the needs of your children, to manage various people's schedules, to manage travel, to manage all of these things, right? It's the first domino. And yet we often put it at the bottom of the list because it's non-urgent. There's no one who's calling you saying, hey, did you eat well today? Did you get a workout in this week? Did you sleep well enough last night? Did you take care of yourself? No one is hounding you to take great care of your body. And yet, if we do, we're able to serve and show up for everyone else in a much higher way. Now, if you're hearing this and you're thinking, well, that sounds great, but even getting that first domino in line, let alone pushing on it and getting it to knock everything else back into better alignment, sounds like a lot of work or is going to take some serious shifts in my world, then hear me out. Another mistake we frequently make is assuming that we won't have the results we won't be happy, we won't be healthy until we arrive, quote, all the way at some far out destination of total fitness, perfect health, ideal schedule, and endlessly glowing positive self-body talk and body thoughts, right? In reality, if you think about it, imagine you have just recovered from a cold, right? You've been sick and everything kind of maybe fell apart, hopefully not, in not having your body to count on to show up for all of the other things that are happening in your world. Well, imagine, the sickness finally leaves, right? Lord willing, you wake up and you're a little less sick, and then you wake up and suddenly you're back to normal. And right away you jump back into possibly taking for granted the health of your body. But you do pause and recognize, oh my gosh, I don't feel quite as awful as I used to. This is great. Let's get back to all the things I wanted to do, right? Well, that's a pretty small shift, going from, having a cold maybe, or being ill in some way, to not having a cold. And yet, look at how much better it makes us feel. So when we get into this flawed thinking of, I can't feel great, I can't have all of these amazing results and peace and energy and vitality that Jackie's talking about unless I am at my perfect weight and in total shape and every single muscle group is perfectly toned and I have gotten ideal sleep every single night for the last 4 months, etc. No, one small shift, either physically or even mentally, can make us feel so much better, right? So let's say that right now your schedule truly is jam-packed, right? Starting to figure out how to add in a workout routine is not maybe reasonable, we'll say at this time. And I invite you to really double check and make sure it's not an avoidance tactic, but I definitely acknowledge there are times in life where just nothing else is going to fit, right? And we're going to push it out a few weeks, a few months until there's some more space. But first of all, you always have to eat so that you can always improve your food, but that's another deeper conversation. But certainly we're always thinking, right? So if it's a little too much right now to make serious changes to your physical body care, then altering, even just for slight positivity or even out of negativity to neutrality, the way you think about your body, the way you think about your health, the way you think about your wellness and your physical form, That right there can be that small shift that, just like recovering from a cold, takes you from I feel really awful to, wow, I actually feel okay. Let's get back to business. So I want to encourage you to remember, you don't have to reach some kind of ideal destination to start having results, to start feeling better. And the beautiful thing about that is then we feel like, oh my gosh, I can do this, right? Just like recovering from a cold, suddenly you feel all of your power, all of your ability, all of the possibilities come back, and you think, I can show up for people. I can get these deadlines done. I can even do it all with joy and excitement because I feel great again, right? In the same way that small shift makes a huge difference in how we feel, any movement toward better body care, better body thinking, better body thoughts and feelings is going to give you that same greater sense of well-being that will then fuel you to think, I can do this, and begin a cycle of, you know what? I bet I do have time to take a walk this evening after dinner. You know what? I bet I do have time to fit in a workout, just 5 minutes of calisthenics tomorrow when I wake up. You know what? I bet I do have the willpower to ask Starbucks to sweeten my coffee with stevia instead of sugar, right? All of these tiny little shifts that come from this cycle of positivity, of belief, and of kind of encouraging ourselves with the witnessing of our own progress. When we see we can do something small, we believe we can do the next small thing, and then the next small thing, and then a slightly bigger thing, and then maybe something that really feels like a big, bold step in the right direction. But it begins with these tiny little wins, and that is how you begin to line up your first domino. So what I want you to take away from this today is two things. One, when you have this massive list of tasks, expectations, obligations, pressures, all of these things that you and or other people are putting on you, on your life, on your schedule, and you feel like, I can't do it all. I can't improve my marriage. I can't take care of my children. I can't meet all of these work deadlines to get the promotion. I can't do all of these things at one time. I feel like everyone wants something from me, and I don't know where to put my priority. My encouragement to you, outside of your relationship with God, which, I think should be obvious, but in case it's not, but of the physical actions that you're taking, okay? Make the way you care for your body, and if nothing else, the way you think about your body, your first domino. Because if that's in line, again, that's how you do everything, right? All of the actions and activities, everything begins with you being in your body, right? You're embodied as you're doing these things. So if that is in alignment, if that's working for you, if that's even just headed in the right direction or a better direction, the rest of the dominoes start to fall into line, right? When you're not stressed, when you're not exhausted, when you're not ill, when you're not thinking negatively about yourself, you're just so much more available to be positive, even maybe set some boundaries, and love on other people well. So when you feel that sense of, I don't even know where to begin, check in with your body care. Are you getting enough sleep? Can you take a quick walk? Do you need a nap? Are you taking your vitamins? How is your eating, etc.? And how is your thinking? Can you at least decide that for the next week or two, you get out of the idea of, I hate my body, or I can't stand my body, I don't like my body, I wish I had a different body, to my body is serving me really well right now, and I'm grateful for it. And it's only going to get better from here. Okay? So that's your first point. The second thing I want you to take away from this is that your first domino, lining up that first domino, is not some kind of massive perfection level accomplishment that nothing will improve until you get it all completely perfect, okay? The first few little realignments of slightly better body care, slightly better body thinking are going to give you that feeling of success, of results, of possibility, of ability that's going to then fuel you when you're able and when you're ready to take the next step and the next step and the next step. Getting into that all or nothing mentality that I'm going to do this perfectly and I don't have time to do it perfectly, and therefore I can't start doing it perfectly until this summer. So until then, everything's going to be a mess. That holds us back from the tiny little shifts, which are always how the journey actually begins if it's really going to last. So I want to encourage you guys, hang in there. If the spring and the pending summer is making you feel all of these negative thoughts or feelings about your body, this is your first domino. And as always, it is for you. Okay, if any of the pressures or expectations or commentary that may be coming at you from other people around you is around your body, your wellness, your physical appearance, remind yourself that this is God's gift to you. This is His tool for you to live out your assignment through, and return to yourself. Return to those tiny little adjustments for God, for you, in caring better for your body, in thinking more positively and lovingly about your body. And know that after that, things that you don't even think are related are going to start lining up much more beautifully, much more easily, and you're going to have the wellness to be able to tackle the beautiful assignment God has for you. I love you guys so much. Happy spring. I will talk to you next week. What if you could wake up every day loving your body? What if you could feel the majesty of what God created in you, delight in it, and serve the world with it in a greater way than you ever imagined? What if you had incredible wellness, inside and out, and it wasn't hard to maintain, boring, stressful, or restrictive? It was a huge source of joy and delight, freeing and life-giving. The weight fell off, your body filled with strength, your skin glowed, and your face lit up with peace and joy. There was no more insecurity, looking to the side, comparing yourself, doubting your worth and lovability, and abusing yourself when you felt like you didn't measure up. What would this look like? What would it take? That's exactly what I asked myself when I was in that place. My name is Jackie, and over the last 10 years, I've slowly figured it out and pieced it together. What does it take? Knowing God intimately and receiving His love for you every day. Knowing His word about your body, how He wants you to think of it and care for it, and then living this out in a way that fits in with your life. Sorting through all the messages in culture, and the real messages our hearts and bodies are trying to send us through our reactions to culture. Learning how to eat, move, rest, and de-stress in a way that's easy, peaceful, loving, and fun. Creating a lifestyle structure that supports this amazing new wellness and freedom and gets you excited about getting up every day and empowered all day long to live out your fullest wellness for a lifetime. That's what it looks like. But how do you make it work for you? Can I tell you a secret? When you accept the calling God has over your body, your love for it will skyrocket. You will start to be amazed every day by what it's capable of, physically and as an inspiration to others and as a testament to the gospel. You will know and desire to care for it in the best way, in a way that's gospel-centric and honors God instead of being a personal obsession, matter of pride, or stressor. In fact, not caring for your body in the best and biblical ways won't be appealing anymore. And as you rise into all the wellness you were meant to have, you'll be a beacon of strength and hope to those around you. You'll feel closer to and more adored by God than you ever have. And you will drop the chains of insecurity, despair, and loathing toward your body, and step into the energy, time, focus, and fearlessness that have been waiting for you to live out your greatest callings. Learn to love your body beautifully in a way that starts in the center of your soul and radiates outward into your health, your energy, your mood, your power and passion, your beautiful smile, and into the lives of all those you're called to serve. It's time to take back your body, to learn to love it, care for it, release its power, and serve God through it on an even higher level. So let's go, gorgeous. Join me and jump into body stewardship. I can't wait to meet you inside and help you discover the freedom that's been waiting for you.